right, thank you very much. Margaret, do I have to stand here? I can't walk back and forth. How far can I go? Anyhow, I thought, go to the first slide there, Mike. I thought that we'd start off with a little fun this morning with our attorneys. Since we have two in the group now.
I know a better joke than you do.
You may not have a better story though. About 20 years ago, we've been in the business now 22 years, but about 20 years ago we had our first franchise owners meeting down in South Louisiana. And a little town called Houma, Louisiana, which is about 90 miles to the east of Lafayette or 60 miles south of New Orleans. And one of the guys there told a story. He said, so he got a call in one day to go out and open up this truck for this guy, and he said he recognized the guy's name. He said it was a very prominent attorney from the area. And so he gets out there, and the guy's, I think, had been out hunting or something. The truck was out in the field, and he proceeds to unlock the vehicle, and I mean, it took him just seconds. And he told him, he said, it's $25. And the attorney was like, or the person said, $25 for that? He said, that was nothing. It didn't take you any time. So, sir, it's $25. He said, I ain't paying you $25 for that. So the guy took his keys, threw them back in the truck, and locked it back up. Started going to his car and says, wait, where are you going? He said, well, you ain't going to pay me. I'm not going to let you in. So he says, oh, okay, I'll pay you. So he pays him. And the guy starts to walk back to his car, the technician going back to his own car. He said, wait, where are you going? He said, well, you paid me the first time, now you got to pay me for the next time. But from, again, a very prominent attorney in the area, okay. Kind of like our guys, you know. Just a little bit about our community involvement. We're Lakeland Chamber. In fact, I'm on the board there, and the luncheon is today for those of you that don't have anything to do. Arlington Chamber, Oakland Chamber. We support Shepherd's Haven out here, attend their festivals and do some other things with them. And then we, of course, most of you know, we do the St. Jude stuff, Pal's Heroes. And I brought today, last year they had done these journals. And they're co-branded with St. Jude and with Pop-A-Lock. And I thought I might, maybe I'll give one away. And I said, no. I said, what I'll do is when we finish here, I'm going to auction this off. And I'll take cash, I'll take a check. If you give me cash, I'll give you a receipt. It'll all be tax deductible, because we will forward that money straight to Pal's Heroes. Over the last 3 years, I think I told you, we've collected about $500,000, which runs St. Jude for 6 hours. So anyhow, I'm very proud of that. This is our pal puppy at the Lakeland Expo. Right, next one. And here he is at the St. Jude run back in the, I think that's the one that was back in the fall. It was very, very hot in that thing. And the wife and I got to go to Israel back in January. That was a bucket list trip for me.
It's not happening.
Amy's making a face because I'm about ready to fall off. I'm pulling her down with it. So that obviously is not the highlight.
Oh my gosh.
So what do we do? I know I've heard some complaints before. Amy's told me before. She said, people said, you don't tell them what you did. Well, okay, automotive. We obviously got started as Pop-A-Lock and car door unlocking service where we unlock cars. Ask Mac Pitts about that one. I can tell you a good story from last week. We do duplicate keys. As I mentioned earlier, if you have somebody that's got only one key, they need to get another key because it's a lot more expensive to generate a key from scratch than it is to make a duplicate. So we do the lost key replacement, but we also do ignition switch repair or replacement. And then something that we kind of discourage is customer provided key replacement. A lot of people will go online and say, okay, I'm going to save money, but then they get a key that's got to be cut and programmed. Well, we will do it, but we will only do it with a disclaimer because we don't know where you got the key from. We don't know that it's going to work. We have trouble sometimes with the keys that we buy and supply. And if we get one, we have to do another key. And sometimes these things can be, anywhere from 10 to, I've got a quote this morning for Collierville Auto. The key fob cost me $150. So if you go online and you did it and it doesn't work, then you're mad at me, so we don't like it. And then also, obviously, an auto pal saves kids, so we unlock cars for free when kids are in there, and also for pets, since your pets are extended part of the family. Home and residential, we do rekeys, we generate new keys to existing locks. Just an item there, Harry, somebody might have stolen a lockbox, or we had one last week where the lockbox failed that they had on there. We had to actually go cut it off. We do lockouts. Again, people will walk out of their house and leave the keys behind, and they have a storm door or might have locked their entry lock. You question them sometimes though when you go up and they have a deadbolt that's locked, because you can't lock the deadbolt without the key. And they'll say, I left my keys inside, and I'll say, no, you didn't. But anyhow, we can make door adjustments, door jamb repairs, and then somebody mentioned something earlier about punch lists for realtors. If you're listing a house and there's some issues there with a door that needs to have an adjustment, we get it a lot of times too where somebody says, I don't have a key for that door. And when you go to sell it, when Wayne goes out there and looks at it to inspect it, he's gonna find that, hey, this thing needs to be rekeyed, so we can do that. And then commercial is next. Again, rekeying buildings such as this, go to a master key system, which means instead of having 30 keys, or in this place, like 12 keys for each one, the owner can have one. We do door closures, external and hidden. Sometimes you'll walk into, you see this one is an external door closure, but there are some that are hidden, that they're up in the top of the door, and you don't see them, or they're down in the bottom. Hinge replacements on doors such as this, where we do pivot hinges or full-length hinges. New hardware, mechanical or electrical, mag locks for controlled access, and then we do safes, desks, filing cabinets, medical cards. Next. This was a job we just did that I had posted on Facebook. It's very unusual for us, but we went over to Nashville. I had a connection here that the guy was doing a renovation there. They did a $15 million renovation just for the down in the lobby area. He didn't count the rooms or anything. Go ahead. These were the doors on the banquet room before. This is what the doors look like after. They got the new doors in, so if you like the other doors better, don't blame me. It's the doors that they bought. But we had to hang them. They actually had to be cut because they came in this size. The doors were prepped wrong for the hardware that they had, so we had to change the holes in there that went behind this. This was an electronic lock. And on the inside, go ahead, there was, these were actually the doors going, the same doors, but going into the kitchen area. They had the large kick plates on them, door stops, peepholes, and then the panic devices. We actually installed a couple of 4 metal doors, but this was one that was on the frames, excuse me, the delivery doors. We had to replace the whole frame and then put the doors. They had mag locks on this, and then they also put a PIR, which is a proximity switch, that would unlock it and lock it when somebody came up on the inside. Next. Is that
That's
8
it.
minutes?
That's it.
That's it.
That's the last one.
That's the last one I've got?
Yeah.
Okay. So, any questions, first of all, about what we do? I know I've done work for Terry recently, you know, on some homes where he's had some issues and stuff. Yes, sir?
Yes, do you do, like rekey, or like, for example, if you have like a equipment, like a Bobcat skid steer type thing, if you don't have a key for that, or you've lost a key, can you make a key for those?
We usually can, and sometimes it might be cheaper to change the ignition switch.
Okay.
Some of you, that have been here a long time, when Mark Cardona was in here, Mark needed a key for a tractor. And I didn't know it at the time, but we went to the supply house and bought a 10-pack of keys for a Ford tractor. They're all the same. Yeah, so I have plenty. But motorcycles and, like you said, those types of things, yes, we usually can. But as I said, sometimes we'll just evaluate it and maybe just change the whole lockout altogether.
I want to give one testimonial, if I may.
Yes, sir.
We had a house that had to be sold pursuant to a court order. We represented 2 of the 3 owners. The other owner wouldn't participate in the sale, so we had to have a court order to do it. Jimmy's person came out to the property knowing it was a hostile situation and had to meet police and had to wait for the police to go in and clear the house, and then had to wait while the premises were made available for the locks to be changed. He didn't make any extra money for doing that, but he fully complied with all of the court requirements, all the police requirements, was patient as Joe, getting the job done without complaint. That was exemplary service.
Well, Terry, thank you, even since I told my lawyer story earlier. All right,